See if we can do a quick improv too. All right, there we go. All right. I'll look at myself for a minute here. Top of the morning to you, Backwoods. What's going on, brother? Doing all right? Doing all right? Here, let me give you the first one. Since you're the first one, top of the morning to you, brother. Top of the morning to you. Hopefully you're drinking some coffee and you're chilling, relaxing, keeping the blood pressure down, right? Keeping the anxiety down. You know, since I got you here first, and I got, you know, a very upstanding man like yourself, what have we learned, right? What have we learned from past events of, let me turn this music down here and make sure I got it not too loud. What have we learned from past events, you know, from, I didn't want to, from past events, you know, preparing, right? Preparing for an event, like, you know, something's coming up. Um, I told my wife, I said, "Hey, I'm hearing there's something going on with toilet paper." Man, I got right on the jump. I got like toward the end there, and then the shit hit the fan with the toilet paper. And we were good, man. Everybody else was pissed off, right? And I try to tell some people, they didn't listen, you know. Versus stockpiling, right? Years and years and years, and then nothing happening, right? And I'm not laughing at anyone that stockpiles. I think it's if that's your thing and you can do it and you got the time and you got the energy and the motivation, great, do it. But what happens when you don't end up using a lot of those preps for this and that, you know? It just makes me think like, is it worth it, you know? I've done good for myself. You know, generally what I do is I prepare for events, for things that I foresee coming, right? And not that I'm a prophet or anything like that, but for things that I think something's going on. Like, I think we should like stock up on a bunch of water, 5 gallon water, stock up for this, and then nothing happens, right? And I'm not saying nothing will happen. I think it's good to prepare. Let's see, I'm about to finish up an estimate on some. Okay, no problem, brother. Take care. Appreciate it. What's going on, Haruk? Hey, man. How you doing, brother? You're the second, and you get a top of the morning to you too. I'm finally out of YouTube jail. Okay, I had no idea. I had no idea what happened. Can you give us a little brief description of what happened? Had no idea, brother. I just hadn't seen you. I thought, where's this dude at? You know? Oh, okay. You're saying you're here. Yeah, so the topic is, what have we learned? What have we learned? I got about 30 minutes here. I'll try to push it to 40 minutes if I can. They took down a video from 6 months ago. Dang. What have we learned, right? From you, we'll change it to YouTube videos. Dude, I've been here for a long time, and you have to be careful, right? Unfortunately, we don't know what really their borderlines are, even though they'll put them out in the community guidelines. You got to be careful what you say, how you say it. You know, I try to speak in code a lot. I say the zombie apocalypse, right? I say the unicorn, but we know what that means, right? We know what that means, right? But stuff like that, and unfortunately, you know, freedom is not free here. So you have to abide by the rules, stay under the radar, because the truth is not the truth here, man. You can't really speak your mind to the degree or level that you really want to on your side. All right, give me a second. Let me respond. My apologies. Let's see. I'm here. They took that. Okay, freedom to do what you're told. Yeah, freedom to do what you're told. Exactly. Good morning, Michelle the Great. Hey, Backwoods. Yeah, and the thing is like you take what you learn from this, mind your manners, do what you're told if you want to play on the playground, right? So the days of being a YouTube rock star, go get it. Okay, let me do one more check here. Okay, hold on, one more check. Family member texting me and messaging me, and I'm like trying to do this stuff. But yeah, the thing is like the days of speaking your mind, being a YouTube rock star, showing off your pews. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. If you weren't here to enjoy them, you missed out. You missed out, right? I mean, we could say the same thing, right? For us guys my age and older, how things used to be here in America, right? If you weren't born in a time when people were patriots, right? People were proud to be Americans. People really felt what freedom felt like, right? You missed out because those days are gone. They're over. We don't live in those times. We live in this futuristic 2.0 woke society that demands and expects justice, right? If you offend somebody. And yet they're too young enough to understand that in another 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years, when they're an adult and they're mature, their past is going to come back to haunt them. And the thing is that you make mistakes when you're young, right? You make mistakes when you're young. You look back and you say, man, that was a stupid ass thing that I did. Why did I try to jump in front of that train? Why did I try to swim across the lake? You know, why did I do something that I shouldn't have done? I shouldn't have stole that piece of candy bar because it got me in trouble. I shouldn't have had 3 baby mamas. Shit like that. You live and learn, right? Because you make a mistake. Hopefully you learn. Hopefully you're not an idiot and you just keep doing the same shit over and over again. But the topic is, what have we learned? Prepare versus stockpiling. Is it worth it? At this point, I think that we really have to evaluate how much we actually stockpile, right? Because is it being used? Why did I marry that fat? Exactly. Now let me ask you a question. Now I'm not getting too personal. Did you have any kids from that first wife? Because if you did, no regrets. I mean, no harm, no foul. Yeah, you made a mistake. You got married. You had a kid or two, but now you have a blessing, right? Now, if you had no kids, then I agree with that. I was married before, had two daughters. See, there you go. That's your blessing. That's a little backwoods right there for you. I have 2 daughters from a previous marriage. No regrets. I love them. I finally get along with their mother, as far as civil as can be. But it took years during the time they were young, and I was paying child support. Not on the best terms. Didn't really like each other. Had this vengeance for me because I moved on with my life and you know happier. But what have we learned from that? The things that we don't want versus the things that we do want in our lives, right? The things that we start thinking about 20 years from now, like I don't want to live with this person. I don't want to be with them. I don't want to live with them. I don't want to spend the rest of my 20, 30 years or whatever lifetime I have left on this earth. I don't want to live this way. And so I think that you can apply those things into today and saying, okay, we did the prepper thing. Hang on a second. All right, I'm back, guys. I had to check in with the wife. Give me a second. Let me know if you can still hear me. 5x5, everybody. Let's see. Damn, I lost some people. But that's fine. If you're here, it's a blessing, right? Right. Did I marry that first? Okay, so maturity brings about communicate. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Michelle. You learn to communicate, right, with your partner. Because and I don't want to go into the whole partner relationship, right? I don't want to give anybody advice on marriage, but the number one thing that our sponsors taught was the number one thing to make your relationship work is communication, right? You got to communicate. You're gonna have your ups and downs. You're gonna have your highs and lows. You're gonna have your throwdowns, but you got to communicate and say, hey, this is how I feel. This is how I want to live my life, our lives. This is what I want to do. These are the things that I like to do. These are the things I don't like to do. You got to communicate and say, hey, I like for you to tell me I love you every once in a while. Tell me that you love me, and vice versa, right? Communication. Communication saves relationships, which is what our leaders could be doing right now, is communicating with other countries. But that's another time. But like I said, what have we learned, right? And I would say this for anyone, and I had this on my last live, anyone that has jumped on board into the YouTube wagon, when van wagon, what have you learned? What have you learned that the rest of us have already seen, done, been there, done that, said that, done lies, blah, blah, blah. What have you learned from this? Because like I said, even the ones that jumped on around the 2019 during the unicorn zombie apocalypse thing, I don't see them around as much, or they just went away because they ran out of materials. So if you want to stick around here long term, if you want to be a prepper, you have to reevaluate how you prepare versus how you're stockpiling, right? Because stockpiling means that you stockpile, right? And I look at my yard right now, things that I can get rid of, things that I need to get rid of, and it's like, oh, I need that, oh, I can use that one day, oh, I got a bunch of gas cans over there, and it's like, at what point am I not using those things, right? At what point am I saying, hey, and you know what? Okay, I'm getting some stall on here on this one. But at what point do we say, hey, I need to reevaluate how I'm doing these things? So tell me what you guys think. I'm the one doing all the chit chatting, but tell me what you think. Backwoods. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. My man, backwoods. People in general are short-term gain. Everything has to be for long-term. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And, I can understand if you're jumping in, you don't understand that. But for the ones that have been around, whether you've been around the last couple of years or you just got into that, fast forward, let's use this recent event, this unicorn event that started at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, the thing that kicked off around 2020. Let's use that event because it's recent, right? It's within enough time frame. 2022, we'll fast forward to end of 2022, right? So approximately 2 years, right? Within those 2 years, look at how much we've seen, right? Look at how much we've witnessed through our own eyes on social media, out in the streets. When it kicked off, everybody was freaking out, right? Everyone ended up working from home for the most part. The streets were empty, right, for months and months, and then people started losing their mind. They started losing their marbles, went out and protests. We saw many of those type of protests for many different reasons, right? We saw the toilet paper shortage, right? We saw that. What else did we see? that January, right? That everybody went to go visit and had a friendly encounter, right, with the higher ups. We saw that, right? We saw the madness of the election, right? And now we're in this event. I'm sure there's another one or two events, but now we're seeing this WW play out. How far? Who knows? Toilet paper wars. Yeah, exactly. But look at all those events that we've seen within that 2 year ish time frame. What have we learned? Tell me. What have you learned? What have you thought about preparing versus stockpiling? You know, I, I still got toilet paper from that last event, from when they had that toilet paper wars. I still have toilet paper that my wife's like, now that everything's back in stock, I like the softer toilet paper. I just got whatever toilet paper I could, the cheap to the middle name brand, and now we're back to like the high end cushy for your booty toilet paper. Some people got that what is that that thing that squirts up your rear end, that one. prepare for prepare for 1850. I don't know, backwoods. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just will we even make it to that point? Will society eat itself up? It's just it's bizarro world, man. Bizarro world. I sure would like to see be around for the end, so I can say, damn, this is what it came to. Like this is where we're at. Like, just like in those movies, those zombies movies, where like the opening scene, there's chaos. Like Dawn of the Dead is one of my Dawn of the Dead, World War Z. When you see something like that play out, right? When you see something like that play out, and you think to yourself, my God, like this is like we're here. This is it. Like we are seeing this shit play out. I've for many years I have foreseen, like, hey, this is gonna hasn't happened yet. Will it? Gilligan's Island. Let's see, no lights, no cars, not a single luxury, dude. If the zombie apocalypse takes place, I'm as ready as I can be, man. I'm not as young as I used to be. Of course, we all wish that, we all say, if it happens, let it happen when I'm young enough that I can still move around and do something physically. I don't want to be an old man like with a cane, like, damn, I can barely move and shit. This thing's popping off when I'm in not my best health. I don't know, man. It is interesting. I'll have to say that it is interesting to see that we are here, and I don't know if I'm losing some internet here. As long as you guys can see me, I'm good here. Yeah, but today I'm starting a little bit late. I decided to go in an hour later and log on, and I'm just enjoying the quietness. 5x5 still okay, great. Yeah, I'm looking at my laptop over here. Like, I'm sure you know, right? When you go live, you got like 2 or 3 extra screens. You're like looking and got this chat going on and that chat. So, but backwoods, I'd say just keep your head on a swivel, keep a good sense of balance of your awareness. Just do your part, man, because we don't know when the end game is. We don't know when our life ends. You could be out mowing, and God forbid you have an accident, and then it just changes everything. And that same goes for me, brother. Same goes for me. I'm not just saying on you. I've got 2 screens. Okay, 2 screens. Yeah. I just all I know is that whatever's gotten you to this point, backwoods, and anyone else watching this, whatever has gotten you to this point, keep doing it, because you're doing something right? You're doing something right that if you've been around this long on YouTube, which I think you said you've been around since 2009, I think. if I remember. I know another guy said 2006, a friend of mine. But if you've been around long enough, you've seen enough shit, you know what you're doing, right? Oh, 2012. Okay. So I was a year right behind you. 2013 is when I jumped on, I think the beginning of January or February 2013. But whatever you're doing, keep doing it, right? You're doing something right. Everybody else may not want to do that. And that's the thing, is like everybody is has a different vision or mindset. And I know we always talk about like communities and this and that, but the idea is there, right? And I think that in our mind, we want communities to work. Hey, what's up, Papa? Hey, brother, good morning. Sorry. Oh, no worries, man. I just jumped on. Thought I'd do a 30, 40-minute chat real quick before I log on. But the idea is there, right? To have communities in case. But on the other end, I think about like we get on each other's nerves to say, oh man, the dude right next to me, the neighbor, the guy that's set up right there, his tent, or the guy that's, he's just too loud, man. He's just too loud. He's always arguing with his woman. Kids are a menace. They're always coming over asking for sugar. It's just like, it's just a mess. And I don't wish that, right? I don't want Brittany got it. Yes, okay. Let me check one more thing. Okay. I'll check back with her. My kiddo keeps texting me about something I got my grandson. So, but anyway, I will say this, and I want to conclude this here in a few minutes, and that is, think about where you're at now. And again, the question is prepare versus stockpiling. Has stockpiling helped you? Have you been using your prets? Because if you're just looking at it like, hey, I got all this shit here. Okay, great. Are there any events coming up? Things, and I say this loosely, things are better than they were back in 2020, 2021. Things are better as far as like the economy, the stores are open, everybody's out and shopping, the traffic's back to being traffic. So we are at a better place now for those reasons. I'm not saying we're perfect. I think it's still a shit show, but we're better now than we were then, all right? So I think stockpiling, you can probably halt on that. I would say just top off your other little things that like, hey, I like these cookies. I like coffee. If you have a lot of, like the toilet paper thing, I still got toilet paper from that last event. Like I have toilet paper that nobody wants to use, but it's toilet paper. It's not the roughest, and it's not the softest. It's right in the middle, but I'm not going to go to the store. My point is, I'm not going to go to the store and buy more toilet paper. I'm good on that. Move on to something else. Do you got batteries? Yeah, I got plenty of batteries. I got them all different sizes, right? But I was getting those things when things were limiting the stores, when you were limited to how much you can get. The sanitizer, stuff like that, I'm good on that. I'm not going to go buy more of stuff that I already have, is what I'm saying. So look at where you're at. Look at what you need, your needs are, and then say, hey, look, let me refocus my time and attention on some other things now. Now that things are supposedly a little bit better, what can I get back to? Building cars, doing woodwork, going hunting, going fishing, right? Because you still got to live in this life. You still got to live. You still got to enjoy it. It can't be always doom and gloom. It can't always be, we're going to die. WW3, breaking news. And that dude, and you all know what I'm talking about. That, what's up, Hutch? What's up? What's going on, Red? It can't always be that, man. It can't always be doom and fucking gloom. It has to be. It has to be something that use your money for hard at. Exactly. And, buy a couple little gold coins or bars, silver, just put that aside and then move on to something else. Like, hey, I got this aside just in case, got my toilet paper stocked up, got my coffee, got a couple of freedom seeds. Do I really need another shotgun? It's like, what can we learn from this? What can we move forward and live our lives? I think I think you two guys, Hutch and Backwoods, I think you know what I'm talking about. I think you're there with me. I think you're like, I'm tired of the fucking doom and gloom and the, end of the world. Like, we've talked about it. Like, it's not changing. Let's stop focusing all our time and attention on that, and let's move on to something else. Backwoods, you're doing your homestead stuff. That's great. It's keeping you busy. You're being productive. You're showing new content. Backwoods, I know you've been talking about the whole. I don't want to get into that deep dive with that, right? Agendas and identity and all that stuff. I hear you, but it's something different, right? Because I'm trying to watch what I say. It's something different than just talking about, oh, we got to stockpile, we got to, we got to get ready for this and that. Is that find something to do productive with your time, because you don't know when the lights check out and you're done, son. 10 extra cans of food is better than $50. Yeah, if you got $100 in the bank, take 50 out now and say, hey, let me go buy a couple little things. It may not be a whole bunch of things, but let me get 10 cans of this, and let me get a little extra water, and maybe a pack of batteries, and go get a new gas tank because my other one out there is rusted up. And then you're done. Like, hey, I got a couple things, things that I know I need, right? Because there's always things that we want versus the things that we need, right? So, and make some time to live, man. Make some time to have some fun and say, you know what, this is nice. I want a new barbecue grill. Emergency warning, look out, I'm sick of that. Yeah, exactly. It's like, and here's the thing with that. I hate, I'm going to say this loosely, and I hate to say this. I'm waiting for the video that says they just launched frisbees in the skies, and it's happening. Like, I'm waiting for that video. Not literally, not like, oh yeah, I'm waiting for that to say, okay, it's about to go down. Get whatever I got, get prepared, figure out where those things are coming down, figure out where we're at, figure out what's happening, get the radios out, whatever. I'm waiting for that day. I hope it doesn't happen, but that is what I'm waiting. I'm tired of the warnings. Like, I'm done with all the warning shit, like the warning, the breaking news. Let's talk about our thoughts on this and that. I'm going to tell you right now, the politicians don't give a damn what you and I think about. They don't care how much jumping and screaming that we're doing. They're going to do what they're going to do. That's just the way they are. It sucks. I hear you. You can do all the complaining you want, the wah, wah, wah. It ain't going to change. I've seen too much and been around too much of government stuff that I see the writing on the wall. The voting doesn't work. Writing your politician doesn't work. At the local level, Hutch, I think you're right. I think that at least if you can reach out and shake your local representatives' hands, I think that at least they know, hey, they're meeting their people in their community, right? They know who you are, right? They can put a name with the face. If you ain't doing nothing, then you ain't doing nothing. Actions make the change. Exactly. If you say, hey, I want to build a homestead, or I want to live out in the woods, then go do it. Don't talk about it, right? Don't talk about, I bought this, I bought that, and then it's just hanging up on your wall, and like you're never using it. Like, if you're going to talk about, man, I want to go for a bike ride, or like, then go for a bike ride. Go do it, If you say, hey, I want to open up my own lawn care business, Backwoods, go do it, which you're doing it, brother. You're doing it. Go do it, right? If I said, hey, I want to go throw some knives, man, I wish I could go buy some knives and go throw them, right? You want to join a league or some shit, go do it. You want to go fishing on a canoe, a boat, go buy a boat, go do it. Don't talk about it, go do it. Your dreams are only your dreams while you're alive. Once you're dead, you're dead. Those dreams are gone. Your kids are probably going to take half your shit, throw it away, sell it, get rid of it. They're not going to want that stuff. And I think you even said that, Hutch, in one of your lives. Your kids don't want the stuff that you have. So again, The topic is preparing for an event that you foresee coming versus stockpiling. Let's see. I'm wondering, does your car have to be running? I think, just my opinion. I'm not a car analyst, scientist, but I think it'll affect your car either way. It has electronics in it, right? Most vehicles do. Um, I would assume that an EMP is an EMP. It's gonna fry the circuits, whether it's on or off. I could be wrong. It's the same thing when you unplug your big screen TV from the wall, and the lightning hits your house and fries everything except for the TV because it's not plugged in. I don't know. I would think so, but you know, I could be wrong. So, and I'm okay with being wrong. But yeah, and that's the thing, is that sure through the power source, surge through the power source. Hmm. You know, does it affect everything in the box being the house, or does it affect anything that's plugged to the box, which is the house? I don't know. I To me, I would think an EMP is an EMP. That anything that's on the surface of Earth, right, the surface of the ground, is affected. Um, Power lines, power sources, electronics are electronics. I mean, why wouldn't they fry them? Um, what was I going to say? Just trying to make sure. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, do something productive. And the thing is, guys, that when you've been there, done that, move on from it eventually, right? Like, if to me, it's like if you get invited to, like, say someone says, "Hey, man, I want you to come do a live. We're going to talk about doomsday preppers. We're going to talk about um, what do you think about stockpiling toilet paper?" It's like, dude, that shit was 2021, 2022. I've done that. I have nothing to contribute. I still got toilet paper from that. Why would I want to join that line? You know? But if it's hooked up for a battery, it's still connected. That's true, right? Because you got the power source it's running. Uh, that definitely is true. So what are you gonna do? Unhook your battery every time you get to the house? That's so inconvenient, right? I don't know who would want to do that, but yeah, dude, I say live your life, and if we're caught with our pants down and the shit pops off, I mean, it is what it is at that point, right? I don't think any of us are going to get um, a 10-minute window to say, hey, just FYI, they're about to launch the things, and I don't think anyone's getting a window opportunity. You're gonna be where you're gonna be, whatever things you on you in your vehicle or on you, a bug out bag. If you shit think, damn, I need to go to the store and get some cereal, and I forgot. Now that the shit just launched, you're not gonna be worrying about that stuff. Trust me. So let me see what he's saying. So unplug battery, no power source. I have no idea backwards. That is a good question, Hutch. You made a good point too. So do what you got to do. Prepare for what you think is coming. And if in my opinion, if you have a choice between the EMP or the big fireball, I think I'll take the EMP any day. you know, at least you know you have a chance. You're still alive, right? You're gonna be fucked without any power if you rely on it. I mean, people that sleep with the sleep apnea machines, or you need your gas tank to like breathe and shit, or you need you love electricity because you got to watch the Kardashians and during the zombie apocalypse. I think you're pretty much fucked. But that's just me. But I'll take an EMP any day over the big fireball. So. That said, I'm going to conclude this live. Let me see, maybe a switch inside your car that completes. I don't know. I don't know. Good questions, man. You're asking the hard questions today, backwards. You're asking the hard questions. But I'm gonna wrap things up, guys, because I need a few more minutes before I log on, and I gotta reach out to one of my kiddos. You guys have a blessed day. Don't think about the doom and gloom. Don't think about the breaking news, because that dude that posts the breaking news shit every day. Like, dude, do something with your life. You're wasting your time on those thumbnails. You're wasting your time talking about the same shit. Nothing has popped off. When you find out something's about to pop off, hit us up. Send a message out. Breaking news, it's happening now. We've invaded the marshmallow people. I don't know. Let me know when that video comes out. That's what I'm looking forward to. Not the whole breaking news update. No, it burns people out, man. And then and you got to think about the people that do the same shit over and over. Like, they really don't have anything else to talk about, right? They really don't have anything other than this. So what happens when you cut this out of their thing? They have no channel. They don't. I got to get an estimate. Okay, bro. Adios, amigos. Sup, Hutch. Hutch, take it easy, brother. Thanks for stopping by, you two guys. You too. Anyone else is out there, Papa, Michelle, I appreciate you. God bless. It's Monday, and let's see what this day holds. It's just getting started, and I will be back with another update later in the week. Adios. Right out.